Alright, welcome back. This is part 2 of the video. I apologize if there was a mic blowout when starting up. Don't worry, that's a one-time deal. I'll be changing the roster out for the moment. I had 3 people on the team. I'm going to try and, I guess, do 4. Hulk and Juggernaut are really huge, so they take up a lot of room typically on screen. So what I like to do is I reduce the team down to at least 2 or 3 opposing 4. My reasoning for that is because, in my opinion, those characters are already excessively strong in this game. It's not really necessary to team them up. For this team, I guess I'll start playing around and showing you guys different forms of teams that reference movies and shows. And this time we'll be doing X-Men. My starting roster will be Cyclops, Wolverine, Storm, and not sure why I was thinking Gambit, but we'll do Iceman. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the X-Men movie, specifically the first one. I wasn't a fan of how it focused so much on Wolverine. I understand it's Hugh Jackman. He's a big deal in the acting world, but at the same time, they had Halle Berry. It's my future wife, by the way. I don't know, dude. I just wasn't a fan of that. And then I noticed the trend for the following movies where they still followed Hugh Jackman, and after a while, it just got kind of annoying. But for the most part, X-Men was a really good movie. Okay, this is gonna be the base team. Here's a little fun fact for those of you who don't read the books. Iceman is gay. He's actually a homosexual. He came out the closet recently. Kinda sucks for the Iceman fans out there. Specifically, I'm referring to myself because I'm a huge Iceman fan, and I'm also, not homosexual. So that's, just one more thing I can't relate to the character with. Alright, we're going to try to get through this stage quickly. You guys keep in mind these videos will be in increments of 30 minutes. I'll try to do these periodically, or rather, I'll try to complete a video daily for you guys, especially you guys who are just getting out of school, or rather going to school. It'd be nice to have something to watch in the morning. I'm telling you guys, man, like Storm, Halle Berry is the best Storm ever. I don't care.
Embarrassing situation.
That wasn't much voice acting. I think I just messed up. I tried to turn the mic off so you guys can hear the voice acting, and I think I screwed it up. Hopefully you guys could read what they were saying. I'll be skipping these terminals. Those terminals have just random information in regards to Wolverine's interactions with Nick Fury and etc. I'm not really interested in reading these terminals, to be honest. Oh, but I digress. In my opinion, the best Storm by far has to be Halle Berry, just because Halle Berry is the hottest black actor in Hollywood, in my opinion. I've always had a crush on her since I was little, and I'm not really a fan of the female they replaced her with for the more current X-Men movies. I understand a lot of you guys out there aren't fans of the current X-Men movies. I'm of course referring to the Apocalypse movie because they weren't good movies, but that's besides the point. I'm not a big fan of the new roster that they have for it. Also, I think Beast looks like a plush toy. He looks like a doll or a teddy bear or something. Oh, but I'm sorry, I'll focus. You guys can see for the Doombots, I've replaced their models. Their models are of course still Doombots, but very detailed variations that I pulled off of Marvel mods. You'll notice that I have a lot of consistency when regarding to my NPCs. I don't want to change the NPC into another character unless I feel it's completely necessary. That only refers to jobber characters first and foremost, and also characters that I'm not familiar with. If I see a character and I'm thinking to myself, who the hell is that? I'm probably going to switch them out with something else that I find to be more entertaining. You guys will notice throughout each of these gameplay videos, there's going to be a plethora of different franchises referenced. One of the most outstanding, which you guys have probably noticed already, is Mortal Kombat. The second most being DC Comics. I'll try to find a way to subtly integrate as many models from different franchises as possible.
Now you are trapped. We will teach you the true meaning of pain.
You made a big mistake coming here. One you are never gonna have a chance to repeat. You're in for a world of surprise, my friend. The Masters of Evil have teamed its members up in combinations that even your combined powers can't handle.
Yes. All the better to crush our enemies.
Good. At least you've got guts. I hate fighting cowards.
Yes, I too enjoy a good battle. Now, let the fight begin!
I could have sworn I edited the text files. You can actually go inside of the game. 1 second.
Report.
Sorry, we got a little carried away, but we're on it. Lower the force fields and let's clear out of here.
It is lucky for you we must depart. I was just getting warmed up. But we will meet again, I promise you.
Yeah, I can't even recall if Martian Manhunter is a villain. I think he was a good guy in DC, but I just think his model matches the hood picture correctly. I can't find too many green characters that have high quality models, so I just put them there, you guys. If you want just to add more convolution to the story, I'm not sure if that's a word, to further convolute the story, I guess you could say he's a mole for the super villains or something, if that helps you guys cope with it. I know it helps me. Yeah, but that's just an example of me sprinkling DC models throughout the game. I think it's super interesting to integrate all of these things together. Of course, it's a personal preference.
Predictable as the sunrise.
Come then, heroes. Follow us a bit further.
Yeah, but I think it's a personal preference on my part, just replacing certain assets. I try my best to be intelligent and put them in the correct places, but I can't win them all, I guess. Then again, it's all opinionated. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there will probably be like, actually, you placed them pretty well.
We're up here. Now you've had it.
Yes. Let us see how you fare against this force. Attack!
You guys will notice that Winter Soldier is in fact a bad guy in my game. In the Marvel movies, specifically the MCU, he started out as an antagonist and he eventually became a protagonist roughly throughout the last couple, referring to Infinity War and Endgame. I chose to make him a villain because it's the movies, and also I just think it's better for this story. Plus, at the time that this game came out, Winter Soldier was never a good character, so I guess I'm too lazy to follow through and make the full change of the character. That among other factors, like Winter Soldier has a very high quality character model in Marvel mods already, so I didn't really have to hunt for anything to replace him. I just basically plugged in that nice model for you guys. I gotta say, out of all of these characters, my favorite by far is Cyclops. I like his moveset, his ability to use his visor. I swear you guys, everything about this game is intriguing. I love how when the enemy runs away, you play a game of cat and mouse. It's all integrated into the story so smoothly. I've played Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, and I wasn't a fan of the gameplay. Not only was I not a fan of the gameplay, and I know people are like, well, the gameplay was better. No, the graphics for the gameplay was better. It still had something to it that was, something was missing in my opinion. And also the story wasn't as complex as the first game. Oh, but I digress. I love the game of cat and mouse, how you have to chase the enemy from time to time. I like the little mini games that are sprinkled throughout this game as a whole. There's so many factors that I guess attracted us to this game and what made it such a huge success. I know Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is coming out, and honestly, I have really low expectations for it.
You are too late. In a matter of moments, the Winter Soldier will have unlocked the security code for this gun. Then, we shall fire it into the engine.
Don't you understand? You can't defeat the Masters of Evil. We're just too powerful. Abandon ship while you still can.
He has a plan that will give us all enough power to live like kings for an eternity.
Quiet, Chen. You've already said too much.
Ah! It does not matter. They will not live to tell anyone.
Why don't we make sure of that?
Of course, as I said previously, all of my characters have boosters, so they don't play or how the game originally intended. Of course, for the better. As you can see, Cyclops has a plethora of different attacks in regards to his visor, which I love. Wolverine has a lot of moves involving rage. Storm is what I call a screen engulfer. Everything that Storm does literally just covers the screen. And Iceman is now a long-range projectile type character. I think that pays homage to Marvel vs. Capcom. His debut in that game, he had fairly long range in that too.
We've got big trouble on our hands. I'm going to activate a lift nearby you. Take it. I'll explain the situation when you arrive.
Yeah, I love everything about this game, dude. There's even a portion in this game where you're playing Pitfall, for God's sakes. I even think there's a Pong, like the very first, there's a Pong section in this game, if I recall correctly. There's just so much random old stuff in here, dude, that they pay homage to. It's just brilliant. You guys will notice that my roster is fully unlocked, so I won't have to pick up the dolls for the Black Panther. And I think the scene, spoiler, where Blade is inside of a vending machine at the circus, I think they took that out too. I can't really recall. We'll know when we get there. But just heads up, you guys might miss those scenes. I probably should focus more on doing powers and stuff so you guys can see, I guess, the full moveset for each individual character.
The evil have unleashed some huge creature that's attacking our primary engines. If it succeeds, we're all dead.
I actually find this story to be remarkable. It's very well integrated, it's not too convoluted, and I like the flow of it. I actually commend the writers. I know this story is completely made up. You could even say it takes place in its own multiverse, but for the most part, I think it's flowing pretty well. Yeah, each character has their individual booster. I'm pretty sure this entire set that I have now have boosters applied to them. I keep harping on that because people who want to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1, chances are when you play it, a lot of these moves and powers that you're seeing won't be in your game. I don't want to disappoint any of you guys, I guess. Hey, new move, let's go. That's awesome. A lot of you guys are probably wondering what's going on with the textures for some of the enemies. That's Iceman. Iceman's ice attacks, specifically some of his harder hitting long range projectiles, actually blackened the model. I'm pretty sure that's referencing frostbite, if that's even the proper term for it. I'm pretty sure there's other I guess ailments you can suffer from being cold. But that's the only one that I can recall that turns your limb black. Sometimes I notice the trend with the camera of basically locking in place and not staying overhead of the character, and I can see how that could be considered a bug or a quirk. I actually don't mind it. It gives it a more cinematic feeling to the gameplay, in my opinion. Yes, you guys will notice Wolverine is very strong. Keep in mind Wolverine has adamantium bones. In my opinion, he should have super strength to some extent. I brought up that Iceman has long range. This is what I mean. Literally all of his moves shoot something to to a certain extent. All of his moves have long range to them. I just don't play with them because I don't know. Just I'm not a long range fighter in these games. I prefer to be up close. Hugh Jackman. My best friend actually really likes Hugh Jackman, and I blame it on the Wolverine movies, or rather the X-Men movies. I think he just saw X-Men and was like, oh, this is the manliest man to ever man, and then started barbecuing and eating and drinking beer. But there's a lot more to Hugh Jackman. Like at one point he was actually doing Broadway. Most people don't know Hugh Jackman is a really good singer. That's why I think this guy's a heartthrob to most women, because he's a giant muscular dude who can sing and dance, which everyone knows that's not normal. Yeah, you guys think I'm kidding. We should like sign a petition to bring back Halle Berry, because I love Halle Berry. You know what? The music is drowning out Fin Fang Foom's voice, so I'm just gonna skip this, okay? You guys just read through it. Yeah, I don't really care about that, because I can't hear it. I'm sure you guys can't either. See, even stuff like this, guys, like I'm in a giant turret shooting a dragon out of the sky from a helicarrier. Like stuff like this is what video games need. Just random bullcrap. Because it kills the tedium and the monotony of having to play the same thing over and over, you guys. Like, if you talk to someone about this game and their opinion is that this is a beat 'em up or a button masher, they're so full of it, because there's so many different assets and aspects of this game that are just simply random insanity. And I have a nagging suspicion that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, when it releases, is not going to be anywhere close to this, you guys. You're going to get more of a Dynasty Warrior type vibe from it. It even has a function to give you a camera angle alteration ability. Like, what do you need that for in a game where you can play with 3 of your friends on the screen? I don't know, just certain things bother me. That and the art style. I know I brought this up in a previous video, but I'm gonna harp on it. The art style with the thick black outlining, the cell shading, the bright textures, the superficial price simplistic models. Like, I honestly think Marvel is dropping the ball. It's like they completely missed what we griped about with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 graphically looked insane. It was eons better than Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1. 1 second.
Save the helicarrier. When you're done in that area, come back to the bridge. We're moving everyone to Stark Tower before we begin our next mission. Come back to the bridge, you'll find out.
Oh, but I was saying, it's like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 completely missed what was so good about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1. If it's not broke, don't fix it. They tried their best to add all these new flashy screen covering moves. Sure, the graphics were better, but they stripped us of the ability to put on alternate costumes. 1 second, video guy.
Why is he always late?
Hello, team. Welcome to Stark Tower, my pride and joy. It's 40 stories of heaven on earth.
It's amazing what you can do with just a few $1 billion.
We're now a team? Yes. I've been empowered by S.H.I.E.L.D. to create a task force to stop the Masters of Evil. But the helicarrier was so badly damaged that it can't be used as a headquarters. Fortunately, Tony is willing to let us stay here for the duration. It has all the facilities we'll require.
Believe me, it's no problem at all. And I called in a few old friends to help us out. Feel free to walk around and meet them.
I'd suggest you meet Hank Pym first, since he's in charge of equipment. The Vision is here as our information officer.
Great. We got a computer to talk to the computers for us.
When you're ready to go on a mission, talk to Wyatt Wingfoot. He'll take you there in one of my Quinjets.
Speaking of that, what is our next mission, Colonel?
I recently received a radio transmission from Dum Dum Dugan requesting that I come to the Omega base. But there was something questionable in his message.
You think it might be a trap?
Maybe. I can't be sure. For more information, talk to the Black Widow.
Okay, I digressed. Yeah, MUA2 stripped us of the ability to change our outfits. Not a big fan of that. I'm a little butthurt. Aside from that, that's mostly what stood out with me, was the lack of costumes in that freaking game. Some of the gameplay aspects, there's a ton of moves that they stripped, referring to powers and etc. And I'm pretty butthurt about that too. It's like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 was a huge success, and then Part 2 came out, and the fans utterly just hated most parts of it. And those are the reasons. We didn't care about the graphics. The graphics were perfect. Now Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is coming out, and it's like a step back. The graphics look worse than the graphics from Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1, in my opinion. Like, give us back 3D models and use detailed ones.
Hello, my name is Black Widow. I am second in command to Colonel Fury. Dum Dum Dugan recently sent a suspicious radio message. He requested Colonel Fury visit the Omega base immediately for an update on the super soldier serum. Dugan said Dr. Banner would give the report. The odd thing being Dr. Banner is not on the super soldier project, since we don't know the situation. You are to sneak aboard the base and locate Dugan. From there, we'll determine the best course of action. When you are ready to go, talk to Wyatt Wingfoot. He will take you in a Quinjet. You are quite welcome.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to in my previous video. Some of the hoods, I don't really care to replace. And also, referring to Fing Fang Foom, you'll notice that a lot of the giant characters in this game kept their models. That's because their models don't clash with the advanced lighting for whatever reason. So, yeah. 1 second, cutscene.
Wolverine, think you're ready to battle the Masters of Evil?
You know me, Fury. I'm always ready for a good scrap.
Anytime.
You guys will notice when looking at my models next to each other, Hugh Jackman looks really tall when he stands up straight. His model naturally stands in a crouched position, which makes him look shorter, but everyone knows that Hugh Jackman is at least 6'1", I believe. He's over 6'1", so I'm not making my model short. So I, of course, went inside of the hero stat and I altered his model to be an appropriate height for his character. But don't worry, when in gameplay, he looks like a shorty again. You guys will notice throughout the Stark office that I went back and I wasn't kidding, I replaced every NPC that I could find. I went and found these models for some really hot shield agents, and I just plugged them in here. You'll notice Vision's model has been completely replaced. Ant-Man's model has been completely replaced. I'm about to turn off the mic so you guys can hear him speak.
Hi, my name's Hank Pym. Dr. Hank Pym. I've heard you're going to the Omega base. If you see my cybernetic helmet, could you bring it back to me? Come back anytime. We're always open.
Greetings. My name is Vision. I will be your primary source of information concerning any persons or locales you might encounter. Unfortunately, my line to the SHIELD database has a security issue. Would you retrieve a decryption module from Black Widow and bring it to me? I am glad to be of assistance.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't kidding, guys. People would always say the graphics in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 looks better than 1, but as you can see with the advanced lighting on and the textures from the remastered version, there's almost no difference, you guys. This lighting is insane and these models are through the roof. Look at those orthopedic papers on the desk. Of course, you guys know I replaced Wyatt Wingfoot if you're familiar with that character. These SHIELD agents look so cool. Because I have no idea who Wyatt Wingfoot is. I replaced him with Agent Coulson. I won't be speaking to him because I believe he carries the mission forward. And these videos are only 30 minutes long. And I believe we have roughly 2 minutes left of gameplay. So for the meantime, I'm going to try to walk around and pick up everything. Yeah, I don't just replace the models in this game. I don't just edit the hero stat, the fight styles, and the power styles. I actually go in to even further depth to I actually edit the text files for this game too, the ENGBs inside of the dialogue and conversation. I do that because I don't like seeing certain characters of mine being called by names that aren't them. For instance, for the gameplay video part 1, when I fought Reptile, well, in there, you guys probably missed it. There was actually a portion of dialogue that I missed where they called Reptile Scorpion. I actually went back after playing through that video and of course watching the video myself, and I fixed that issue. I'll be doing that a lot actually. You guys are seeing these gameplay videos raw, for lack of a better term, but after I complete these videos, that's typically what I'll do. I'll go back and I'll fix any quirk or anything that I saw that I didn't like. I guess we got time to change the team out. Yeah, I think this will work. Alright guys, for the next video, this is going to be our team. It's going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope my voice didn't annoy you, and have a nice day.